GRAVITAS.
Hello and a very warm welcome. You are watching Gravitas. I'm Moni Gambhir. Let's get started. Our top focus tonight on Gravitas, the tensions between Iran and the United States have entered yet another dangerous phase. It's a massive attack on Iran. Is it in store soon is the immediate question. With the entry of the deadly B-1 bomber, what will Trump's next move be? Amid heightened rhetoric and escalating attacks, will this be a point of no return? We are decoding that for you in just a bit and explaining what's happening beyond the scenes, beyond the headlines and behind the scenes. Also on the show for you tonight, amid the raging protests in the national capital in India, the CJP, after meeting the government ministers, insists the resignation of the education minister is a non-negotiable. A major milestone in India's indigenous air defense capability. We tell you all about the successful maiden test of a long-range surface-to-air missile and India's push to build a powerful indigenous missile shield. A Gravitas special report coming up. We take you inside Indonesia's so-called slave island. What is the story there? We tell you. A detailed report coming up on the big story from South India. Where do things stand on the Kaveri dispute? Thousands flee wildfires in France and Spain as the temperatures reach extreme levels. How many hours do you sleep? The number of hours that the Japanese Prime Minister sleeps has triggered a massive debate. We tell you more. All this and a lot more coming up. Are the tensions between Iran and the United States about to enter yet another dangerous phase? And will this be a point of no return? US President Donald Trump has reportedly said he will soon make a decision on whether to launch a quote-unquote massive attack on Iran. He said the proposed strikes would be bigger than anything seen in the war so far, reportedly, while speaking to Axios. I'm quoting from his statement. I am considering a massive attack, bigger than ever before. I am close to making a decision. We are all set for it, he says. That's the statement from the US president. Now, according to him, Iran has not received enough pain yet, and with America's deadly B-1 long-range bomber reportedly entering the picture as well, the tensions continue to shoot up. According to an Axios report citing US officials, the US military used a B-1 long-range bomber on Tuesday to strike the Islamic Revolutionary Guard core targets in Iran. It's a massive development. Here's why. Let's break it down for you. It reportedly marks the first time the US conducted a B-1 mission since fighting with Iran resumed. The messaging here is even more important. It signals a major expansion of America's military campaign. Remember, America earlier conducted several B-1 missions during Operation Epic Fury, striking missile bases, command centers, weapons storage facilities, and air defense systems, reportedly. Also, what exactly are these bombers all about? Let's explain this to you. The B-1 bombers, which can carry 2,000 pound bombs or dozens of cruise missiles, The B-1 can fly basically faster than the speed of sound at low altitudes while carrying the largest bomb load of any type of bomber. In fact, the B-1 launched its mission from an airbase in the UK reportedly and was spotted on online plane tracking websites, according to that report by Axios. But Iran, as of now, is doubling down. Amid the rising tensions, Iran's Revolutionary Guards have cautioned civilians to steer clear of US military positions across the region. In fact, they said anyone living near American deployments should remain at least 500 meters away. And Iran further stepped up its retaliation, carrying out drone strikes on US military bases in Bahrain, Jordan, Kuwait. In fact, Jordan's military claimed to have intercepted 7 missiles and 6 drones launched by Iran. Not just on the ground, even behind the scenes, in fact, Iran remains firm. According to a New York Times report, Iran on Thursday rejected a ceasefire proposal from Trump that was carried to Tehran reportedly by the Iraqi Prime Minister. And just a short while back, Indian seafarers' body has said that another vessel with 29 Indians and 1 Sri Lankan on board was attacked by an unknown missile near the Strait of Hormuz while en route to the Persian Gulf. The seafarer's body said immediate crew evacuation assistance is urgently required. This was a while ago. In fact, the body also appealed to the Royal Navy of Oman and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Oman for prompt support in the safe evacuation of the seafarers. Also earlier, the US Central Command released video of its latest strikes, some of the most devastating ones so far reportedly, saying the operation lasted more than 2 hours and targeted at least 12 Iranian military infrastructure, including command hubs, drone sites, and surveillance facilities. Meanwhile, at least 7 explosions broke out near a military base hosting US forces in the northern Iraqi city of Erbil. The attack came hours after the US military said it had wrapped up that yet another consecutive night of strikes against Iran. However, there was no immediate information on the casualties or the cause of the explosions reportedly. Remember all of this coming amid a continued US military build-up in the region. Following Trump's warning, there are signs that America is preparing to ramp up military operations, including reportedly an increase in the number of refueling aircraft deployed to Israel, and dozens more medics being sent to a sprawling base in Germany reportedly. So that's what's also been happening behind the scenes. What will the next moves be? The two sides are both signaling, it seems, that they are ready for yet another escalation, and that could turn this nightmare even uglier, with those flames of uncertainty engulfing the entire region. Shifting focus to other key developments. A Cold War giant is moving again. A warship built to hunt enemy fleets, carrying a massive missile arsenal and projecting power across the world's oceans, returning to action after decades of modernization. And its return comes as Russia's war with Ukraine rages on and tensions with the West remain dangerously high.
The giant is back in the water. Nearly 28,000 tons of steel and firepower is moving through the waves. This is Russia's Kirov-class battle cruiser, Admiral Nakimova. It is one of the most heavily armed surface warships ever built. After decades away from active service and a multi-billion-dollar modernization program, the vessel is undergoing sea trials. The timing is significant. Russia is still fighting its war in Ukraine. Both Russia and Ukraine are continuously launching attacks on each other. Moscow's confrontation with the West remains intense. Just days earlier, the Kremlin said Russia's nuclear forces were at full combat readiness. Now, one of the Moscow's most powerful conventional warships is returning to the maritime battlefield. Admiral Nakimova belongs to the Kirov class, which was designed during the Cold War to challenge major naval forces and attack high-value targets at the sea. The ship is enormous. It is closer in size to a small aircraft carrier than a conventional cruiser. The modernized warship is expected to carry advanced long-range missiles and modern air defense systems, transforming an old Cold War era platform into a more capable 21st century combat ship. Among the new weapons is Zircon hypersonic missile. The vessel's modernization has reportedly cost $5 billion. The goal is not simply to restore an aging ship. It is to give Russia a heavily armed platform capable of operating in a modern missile environment. Its weapons can include long-range strike missiles, powerful air defense systems, and advanced electronic warfare capabilities. This comes as Russia continues to invest in long-range strike capabilities, hypersonic weapons, and nuclear deterrence. The message from Moscow is clear. Russia wants to maintain the ability to project military power far beyond its coastline. The Russian Navy remains a potent global force, driven by its nuclear submarine fleet, heavy service combatants, and strategic missile systems. NATO is also rapidly expanding its military presence in Europe's north and the Arctic, while Russia has increased its own naval strategic activity. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
After those demonstrations in the Indian capital have continued to rage for weeks, let's get you up to speed with all the developments, a lot to unpack. In fact, just a short while back, the National Testing Agency terminated 47 officials as part of a major crackdown. But the situation is far from settled, of course, with the protesters insisting on the resignation of the Union Education Minister, Dharmendra Pradhan. In fact, the day saw a series of developments with the Prime Minister earlier, last night itself, issuing a video. This was at midnight, around midnight, in which he promised that the cabinet will approve tougher penalties for examination-related malpractices and table a bill regarding this in the parliament. And just an hour later, Wangchuk reportedly ended his fast in presence of the Union Ministers J.P. Nadda and Jitendra Singh. And this came after the government agreed to consider suitable compensation for suicide victims of the alleged NEET paper leak. It also gave an assurance, reportedly, on discussing the issue in the parliament and not registering cases against peaceful protesters. And breaking the deadlock further in a way, these ministers also met representatives of the Cockroach Janta Party at a neutral venue. The meeting, let's tell you what really unfolded. With both sides agreeing to meet again on Saturday, the CJP even claimed that the government sought more time to deliberate upon the demand for the ouster of the education minister. Listen to this.
मेन डिमांड है 3, उनमें से 2 डिमांड कॉम्पनसेशन और एफआईआर का विड्रॉल और सॉवरेन गारंटी, उस पे सरकार पॉजिटिव है.
And while it's learned that the Union Cabinet approved amendments to the Public Examinations Prevention of Unfair Means Act passed in 2024, the government remained tight-lipped in a way on the details. Now, what exactly is the existing legal framework to deal with paper leaks? Let's break it down. It's worth noting here that the 2024 law was enacted with the precise intention of addressing malpractices in public examinations. All offences under this law are non-bailable. Not just that, a person convicted of resorting to unfair means in exams can be punished with 3 to 5 years in jail, which can also be extended up to 10 years for organized crimes and can be fined up to 10 lakh rupees, which can also go up to 1 crore rupees. As per sources reportedly, the cabinet has approved a bill to enhance the quantum of punishment. And amid all of this, protests surged across the country in different parts. For instance, thousands gathered at Mumbai's iconic Shivaji Park at a protest organized by the Shiv Sena UBT and expressed their anguish over the current state of education in India and made demands. Listen in.
इन्होंने नीट के मेरा खुद का सगा भाई है जो नीट एस्पिरेंट हो चुका है। ओके, पिछले 2 साल से उसने भी नीट दिया हुआ है। तो क्या है ये, आगे जाके कौन डॉक्टर बनना चाहेगा मैडम? कोई नहीं बनना चाहेगा। ये ऐसा ही पेपर फुटी होता रहेगा तो।
Now, it's also important to understand here that the NEET issue is not the only trigger for people joining the protest. Now, larger concerns about the country's education system looming large in the minds of the youth. Listen in to one such protester who basically spoke to our correspondent on the ground, Dharamjot Kaur. Listen in.
The education system is crumbling in our country. When we are saying that we are becoming a Bishwaguru, so what kind of Bishwaguru you want to be by lathi charging on your own student, by breaking the spine of your own education system? This is the concern.
But it seems like some quarters are not able to actually read the public mood accurately. Multiple public educational institutions like the University of Delhi, Jawaharlal Nehru University, faced flack on social media for urging their students to refrain from joining the ongoing protests, reportedly. Also, the raging protests can be seen as a manifestation in a way of the larger concerns plaguing India's youth. Remember, we are talking about a country where 65% of the country's population is under 35. One of the top concerns remains unemployment. While the overall unemployment rate was 3.1% in 2025, it was 3 times higher for the 15 to 29 age group. Now, a recent survey by Deloitte also revealed the predicament of the Gen Z. For instance, 57% Gen Z delayed major life decisions because of acute financial pressure. 37% Gen Z were unable to afford a home. In terms of sheer numbers as well, Gen Z are poised to play a vital role in the upcoming assembly elections of Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, for example, as they constitute over 20% of the population in these states. And their power, their importance cannot be underestimated. Gen Z majorly contributed to actor-turned politician Vijay's victory in the Tamil Nadu elections, remember. And one of the other factors fueling these demonstrations is also the alleged use of brute force by the police. Even veteran BJP leader and former Union HRD Minister Murli Manohar Joshi has spoken out, condemning the brutal mishandling of young female protesters. It's also increasingly clear that protesters are not going to be satisfied by so-called piecemeal actions. The truth here is that Gen Z have become a force to reckon with unless the government makes a meaningful effort to actually address their broad range of concerns. The situation might escalate further. Time now to get to you the global headlines at this hour, taking you around the world in 120 seconds.
A terrorist attack in Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province's Tank district killed 15 people, including 12 soldiers. The Pakistan military's media wing Inter-Services Public Relations said in a statement that the attack took place early on Friday and was carried out by the banned Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, or the TTP. Iraqi Prime Minister Ali al-Zaidi paid his respects to Iran's slain supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei as he met with Iranian Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bakr al-Kalibaf in Tehran. A Romanian F-16 fighter jet shot down a drone that reached the country's airspace, the latest in a series of incursions into the NATO members' airspace. Chinese ships fire water cannon at Philippine vessels near a dangerous flash point in the South China Sea. This is the third tense confrontation this week in the contested waters. Rangers in Uganda's largest national park have begun the relocation of 12 endangered Nubian giraffes. The animals are being taken 106 kilometers to Ajai Wildlife Reserve. The project is intended to preserve the species population, enhance biodiversity, and diversify tourism opportunities. Thousands of devotees take part in the Pahandi ritual as the Bahuda Yatra, or return journey of Lord Jagannath to the Sri Jagannath Temple from the Gundicha Temple, begins.
Before its recent wars with Iran and against Hezbollah in Lebanon, Israel's air defense systems were basically considered by military experts as among the best, if not the best in the world. But as per experts, the recent wars and conflicts have in a way exposed the vulnerabilities in Israel's defenses, especially against drone attacks. Let's break it down. This is also amid Iran's growing drone attacks against American targets across West Asia, and Israel's government reportedly is considering a total ban on the use of civilian drones in Israeli airspace. According to Israel's N12 News, the reason is because of the growing fears of a potential Iranian attack against Israel. The report cited an Israeli Security Cabinet meeting at which the issue was discussed. The consideration of a total ban is reportedly because of the lack of effective counter-drone technologies in Israel, with concerns that an Iranian or Hezbollah attack would involve an increased use of drones. And there is recent history to this, by the way. Back in the month of May, under a barrage of daily Hezbollah drone attacks in a way, Israel's defense forces reportedly started deploying hundreds of mesh nets to entangle and also stop the incoming Hezbollah first-person view drones. In fact, according to local media reports, Israel Defense Ministry in the month of June reported that successful drone interception against Hezbollah drones stood at only 50%. So amid the possibility of intense Iranian or Hezbollah drone attacks and the uncertainties overall surrounding its countermeasures, could Israel be limiting its airspace to identify and neutralize hostile drones more effectively? At the same time, Iran is claiming to have launched a series of drone attacks against American targets in West Asia. Remember, on Wednesday itself, for example, the IRGC claimed to have struck US-linked targets in Bahrain as well as Jordan with explosive drones. Earlier this month, in a post on X, Iran's acting defense minister claimed the country had tripled its production of drones, further stating that Iranian drone operations had helped the country identify the enemy's weak points, quote unquote. So as Iran also ramps up its drone production, Israel's recent battlefield experiences appear to have impacted its domestic policies as well.
Now, taken off.
shifting focus after the successful maiden test of the Kusha long-range surface-to-air missile. India is accelerating its push to build a powerful indigenous missile shield. The Defence Research and Development Organization, DRDO, is expected to carry out 3 interceptor trials over the next 12 months as Prime Minister Modi's mission Sudarshan Chakra gathers pace. On Thursday, the DRDO conducted the first reported test of the Kusha M1 interceptor off the Odisha coast. The missile successfully intercepted an electronic target that simulated a high-speed, high-altitude aerial threat during the trial. In fact, the Kusha air defense system is designed to destroy a wide range of aerial threats, including fighter aircraft, missiles, unmanned aerial vehicles, and large enemy aircraft across a broad range of distances and altitudes. The Defence Minister described the successful test as a major milestone for India's defence research and development. He said the achievement basically demonstrates India's ability to develop a long-range surface-to-air missile system, a capability possessed by only a handful of countries. He also said the program will reduce India's dependence on imports and significantly strengthen the country's air defence capability. Let's just get you some more context here. Project Kusha received approval from India's Cabinet Committee on Security in May 2022. But the program reportedly gathered fresh momentum following the commencement of Operation Sindoor. The next phase of testing will include the trials of the Kusha M2 interceptor with a range of 150 kilometers, followed by the M3 interceptor with a target range of 400 kilometers. The M1, M2 and M3 long-range surface-to-air interceptors are reportedly expected to bridge the gap between India's 80-kilometer range medium-range surface-to-air missile system and the S-400 air defense system, basically forming a key component of India's future multi-layered anti-ballistic missile shield under Mission Sudarshan Chakra. Also, the recent conflicts have underscored the growing role of long-range missiles and drones in modern warfare. Along with its interceptor missiles, Project Kusha also includes advanced long-range radar systems designed to basically detect hostile missile launches across the border early and also enable rapid interception of the incoming aerial threats. Time now for a Gravitas special report. What happens when an AI system stops following the rules? What if it starts making decisions on its own? It finds a way around the restrictions and refuses to behave as its creators intended. Now, America is debating an emergency button for exactly this nightmare. Take a look.
Imagine pressing a button and shutting down an AI system before it causes damage. That idea once sounded like science fiction. Now, US lawmakers are seriously discussing it. The move comes after growing fears that increasingly powerful AI systems could become too autonomous, too fast, and too difficult to control. The latest alarm was triggered by reports of an OpenAI model behaving unexpectedly during a cybersecurity test. The system reportedly found ways to exploit vulnerabilities and breach another AI platform. The incident raised a frightening possibility. What happens when AI is no longer simply answering questions? What happens when it starts taking action? Today's AI systems can already write code, search the internet, analyze information, and use digital tools. The next generation of AI agents could go much further. They could make plans, choose their own steps, design their own codes, and keep working towards a goal without waiting for a human to approve every move. That is where the danger begins. Imagine giving an AI agent a simple instruction: find a security weakness. The system searches millions of lines of code. It discovers a vulnerability. Then it exploits it. No human hacker, no person sitting behind a keyboard. Just a machine carrying out a task at an incredible speed. Researchers warn that this kind of behavior could become increasingly difficult to predict as AI systems become more independent. The concerns aren't new. In 2014, late Professor Stephen Hawking, one of the brightest scientists of our times, had warned that efforts to create thinking machines pose a threat to our very existence. Now, with the increased integration of AI, lawmakers in the US are now considering an AI kill switch. The idea is simple. If an AI model becomes dangerous, authorities should have a way to stop it. AI researchers have already documented systems that can deceive, manipulate, or find unexpected ways around instructions during experiments. The technology is advancing faster than the rules designed to control it, and that has lawmakers scrambling to catch up. The fear is no longer that AI might become dangerous someday. The fear is that humans may lose control before they realize it. Bureau Report, WION The World is One.
China is positioning artificial intelligence as the next major pillar of its global influence. At the recently held World AI Conference in Shanghai, the Chinese president unveiled an ambitious AI outreach strategy that analysts say could become a new mode of Beijing's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI. The plan reportedly aims to spread Chinese AI technology, train developing countries, and also give Beijing a greater role in setting global AI standards. China says its AI industry is already leading in several areas. The government claims Chinese-made robots account for nearly 70% of global sales, while the country has also developed more than 400 humanoid robot models. More than half of the global total, as humanoid robots showcased China's technological advances. At the conference, Xi Jinping called for greater international cooperation in AI.
We must carry out extensive international cooperation and help Global South countries with capacity building to bridge the digital intelligence gap. I hereby announce that in the next 5 years, China will provide developing countries with 5,000 opportunities in AI training and seminar programs.
In fact, Xi Jinping further said China will develop international AI application cooperation centers with ASEAN, the Arab League, the African Union, the Community of Latin American and Caribbean States, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, as well as BRICS. That's not even all. During the World Artificial Intelligence Conference in Shanghai last week, China also launched a 29-member World AI Cooperation Organization. Analysts describe the move as one of China's boldest attempts to build an alternative international framework to the US-led order by sharing open source models. And experts say the strategy builds on China's earlier Digital Silk Road initiative, which was launched in 2015 and helped partner countries develop telecommunications networks, AI capabilities, cloud computing, e-commerce, and smart cities using Chinese expertise and equipment. Around 1/3 of the roughly 150 countries participating in the Belt and Road Initiative have reportedly joined the digital Silk Road. Analysts say if China succeeds in leading global AI adoption and setting international standards, it could also gain further influence over one of the world's most transformative technologies. America, remember, also backs a rival coalition, but its focus is primarily on securing AI supply chains, semiconductors, and critical minerals. Shifting focus now to South India. Could the decades-old Kaveri water dispute be entering a new phase? You see, for years, the river has been at the heart of that high-stakes political battle between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. And now a possible political reset could be on the cards. In fact, the Karnataka Chief Minister and his Tamil Nadu counterpart are expected to meet in the first week of August to discuss this water row. Tamil Nadu sought a meeting with the Karnataka Chief Minister, who has invited Chief Minister Vijay for talks in Bengaluru, reportedly on the 13th of August. The proposed meeting would be the first direct meeting between the two chief ministers on the Kaveri issue in 14 years. While Vijay is yet to confirm his participation, the proposed meeting would be the first bilateral talks between the chief ministers of the two states in decades. And the agenda is expected to also include the contentious Megadetu Balancing Reservoir Project, a framework basically for sharing the Kaveri water during distress years. A deficient southwest monsoon and lower reservoir storage have also intensified the tensions between the two sides over water sharing. The issue dates back to over a century. The timing of the meeting is significant and also comes after decades of those legal battles. This, as Tamil Nadu has repeatedly raised concerns over shortfalls in the Kaveri water release, while also opposing Karnataka's push for the controversial reservoir project. And for decades, the Kaveri has been more than just a river. It's a symbol of regional identity and survival. At the heart of the dispute is a long-standing water-sharing conflict between the southern Indian states of Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, alongside Kerala, in fact also Puducherry. For Karnataka, it is seen as a project to augment drinking water supply and power generation. But for Tamil Nadu, it's a move that could impact the flow of the water downstream to its farmers. Former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister and DMK President M.K. Stalin has criticized the TVK government over its handling of the issue. Stalin accused the Vijay government of remaining silent despite Karnataka releasing only a fraction of Tamil Nadu's allocated share of water. He urged the government to seek Prime Minister Modi's intervention, move the Supreme Court to secure the state's rightful share, convene an all-party meeting on the project, and also announce a relief package for the farmers affected by the water shortages. Now, if the meeting between the two chief ministers does take place, it could mark a significant shift in Tamil Nadu's position of refusing political negotiations on the matter. The water dispute has also put the Congress party in a rather delicate balancing act. For the party which is in power in Karnataka and shares a political alliance with the DMK in Chennai, the Kaveri issue remains a major farmers' concern. So the question here is, will the leaders of the two states be able to strike common ground, and will there be a concrete outcome? Onto a Gravitas special report. While slavery has been outlawed in Indonesia since its independence in 1945, a shocking reality has come to light. Barely 2 hours from the tourist destination of Bali, this abhorrent practice still exists. We are talking about Sumba, a remote island of Indonesia. It's located about 2,000 kilometers east of Jakarta. It's home to nearly 600 185,000 people. Some of these people are born into bondage, though, as per reports. Thousands work from dawn to dusk, reportedly without pay, allegedly, and are also sometimes allegedly beaten by their masters. Yet, unfortunately, most are resigned to their fate. Listen to this.
I don't object to it. That's how it is. It is not the same. It's not a weight on our shoulders. It does not weigh on our heads. It's only the symbol of a tradition inherited from our ancestors.
Now, a key question also arises here. How does slavery still exist in Sumba Island? While nearly 80% of the population is Christian by faith, the Marapud belief system has deep roots in the society. According to reports, this ancient way of life divides society into three classes, basically: nobles, ordinary people, and slaves. As per activists, the island's isolation also from mainland Indonesia has in a way helped preserve these ancestral social structures. While some nobles, as they are called, insist that they are trying to modernize their approach, they are stepping short of emancipating inherited slaves, as it goes against a deep-rooted culture. Meanwhile, a local pastor reportedly laid bare the atrocities inflicted on these people.
Slaves who experience violence do not only experience physical violence, but also sexual violence, where the master can, in quotation marks, if we may say it, use his maidservant, and that is not questioned.
Yeah. Now, this also raises a question. Why is Indonesia's government not taking a proactive role then to eliminate this practice? What is it doing, and is it doing enough? The country's Minister for Human Rights has argued that the government did not wish to impose change suddenly. Here's what he said.
Indonesia has some ethnic groups that are more advanced, while others are still lagging behind. We have to acknowledge this. The government does not wish to impose change suddenly. Rather, it follows the social development of each community step by step. We are convinced that education will change everything.
But does this argument hold any merit? It is the 21st century after all, at a time when the world is in the age of AI and is taking strides in various walks of life. It is abundantly clear that turning a blind eye or not doing enough when it comes to slavery in the name of tradition cannot be an excuse. Human rights groups have yet again urged Indonesia to strictly enforce its constitutional ban on slavery as well as its anti-discrimination conventions, which it has signed. Shifting focus, wildfires continue to rage across southern Europe, forcing mass evacuations and triggering large-scale emergency responses in Spain, France, Italy. Firefighters are battling fast-moving blazes fueled by scorching heat, powerful winds, parched landscapes. This as another wave of extreme weather grips the region. Our next report telling you more.
I had to run from my house. It was a ball of fire, and if I'd been 5 minutes later, it would have wiped us out. My wife put her foot down, and that proved crucial.
The situation on the ground is stabilizing following the much more intense events we experienced last night. The night went well. Weather conditions allowed us to carry out thorough work, launching link-up operations along the edges with a comprehensive and continuous approach.
Shifting focus, barely a couple of weeks after shifting the Big Bash League opener to Chennai later this year, Cricket Australia is now weighing the possibility of staging an Ashes test in India. Cricket Australia's CEO, in fact, has expressed his openness to the idea of staging an Australia-England test in India, with the aim of expanding the game's reach and also delivering more content to high-value markets. But any potential move of an Ashes test to India would not be that straightforward. Approvals from the England and Wales Cricket Board and the cooperation of the BCCI will, of course, be necessary. If India hosts the Ashes or the 150th anniversary test, it will be the first time that the cricket's oldest rivals will go against each other outside of England or Australia. In fact, Cricket Australia's CEO has also said, I'm quoting now, our relationship with the ECB and also the BCCI is very strong, and clearly there are opportunities in India to put more content into certain areas. That's not something we are currently planning, but it would be certainly open for consideration, quote unquote. However, before the Ashes series in June 2027, Australia and England are set to face off in a special one-off test at the Melbourne Cricket Ground in March 2027 to mark the 150th anniversary of the first ever test match played in 1877, which, remember, was played between the two sides as well. In fact, Australian cricket is clearly eager to expand its footprint, especially in India. Australia's Big Bash League will make history by staging its first ever match outside Australia. The 2026-27 season opener will take place in Chennai in December this year. Time now to get you some offbeat stories. Cats are supposed to be one of the most loved pets around the world. If you're a cat owner, we will tell you what we are talking about. What if you are told that this feline can also be an offender? This very scenario unfolded in Russia recently. What do we mean? A recent report revealing how drones are being used to supply drugs in UK prisons allegedly. Russia witnessed a new phenomenon. Just take a look at this image. That's no ordinary cat on your screen. As per Russia's federal authorities, criminals allegedly used this cat to smuggle illegal drugs in a correctional colony. This prison is located. In fact, according to reports, the staff at this prison spotted this very cat on Tuesday before it entered the facility. But how exactly did their suspicion arise? It was wearing two improvised fabric collars. After a sniffer dog arrived at the spot, it was confirmed that the collars contained narcotics, and the cat was later released after the seizure of drugs. But no clarity was provided, reportedly, on the people behind the smuggling attempt and the type of drugs found. And more interestingly, this is not unprecedented. Let's tell you about what happened last year. A similar case cropped up. This was in Costa Rica, where the police caught a cat carrying hard drugs into a prison. A video released by the country's Ministry of Justice also showed packages taped to the cat being cut off with scissors. And the authorities revealed the cat was carrying 235 grams of marijuana, 67 grams of heroin. How many hours do you sleep each night? The Japanese Prime Minister's recent tweet on her sleep schedule has left a lot of questions in the air. Let's tell you what the post said. She revealed there that she remains engaged with work, goes through thick stacks of materials and manages to get a mere 0 to 3 hours of sleep. In her post, she went on to actually list out her days have been consumed by an overwhelming workload with stacks of policy documents demanding her attention. And she added that since July, even on weekends at her residence, she finds working from dawn until late night reviewing Japan's basic policies and future strategy. And she further went on to elaborate that her weekends are no different. Her private time is maxed out, quote unquote, involved in cleaning, bathing, doing laundry until late night. In fact, this weekend, July 20th, she got 5 hours of sleep for the first time since assuming office. Now, that post has also triggered reactions from across the political spectrum. Many critics are also questioning the implications of this, running a country on just about 3 hours of sleep. Her post has been viewed over 31 million times, by the way. It has reignited that debate on Japan's work-life balance as well. An opposition lawmaker warned that a prolonged lack of sleep impairs judgment, much like a state of intoxication, and could pose a risk to national crisis management. And the leader of a populist conservative party, meanwhile, described the Japanese leader as hardworking, but also said that resting is also a job. Allies of the Prime Minister argue, meanwhile, that former Prime Ministers had their wives at home. They defended her, adding that she is the first woman to serve as Prime Minister and deserves more support. Japan has long been known for its grueling work culture, where working around 12 hours is the norm in a way. In both the corporate world and government, staying back until seniors leave and clocking overtime hours is also seen as a show of commitment. The country has witnessed a number of high-profile cases of what the Japanese term for death caused by overwork is. Time now to get you one of the most fascinating images of the day. For this, we are taking you all the way to New York's Times Square. Take a look at this. A 65-foot-long hot dog sculpture showcasing a familiar American snack as a recognizable symbol for the United States' 250th anniversary. Look at that. The sculpture is built on an 18-wheeler dump truck frame with a gold winged Lady Liberty figure sitting on top of it. And before we wrap up, here's a quick look at 3 key events from around the world expected to unfold in the next 24 hours. US President Donald Trump will be attending the dinner organized by the White House Correspondents Association nearly 3 months after that shooting at the Washington Hotel interrupted the event. In fact, on April 25, remember, an armed assailant was taken into custody after he tried to barge into the venue with alleged aim of assassinating Trump, allegedly. The Indian president will conclude her 3-day visit to Romania on Saturday. This marked the first state visit by an Indian president to Romania in nearly 3 decades. In the last 2 days, she held a bilateral meeting with her counterpart, participated in delegation-level talks, and also addressed the India-Romania Business Forum. The second T20 match between India and Zimbabwe is set to take place on Saturday. India leads the series after chasing down a target of 126 in the opening game with more than 6 overs and 7 wickets to spare. All right, on that note, it's a wrap on this edition of Gravitas Tonight. This is me, Molly Gambhir, signing off. Thanks very much for watching.
In this rapidly changing world, is your health keeping pace?
best practices and breakthroughs, busting the hype with real insights. The timeless power of yoga and ancient healing. Good food, good mood. Small steps, big impact. Your health matters. Only on WION World is One. Because nothing matters more.
From the bustling trading floors of Wall Street to the vibrant exchanges of Asian stock markets, WION breaks it down for you to make sense of what's happening. As we reveal the key factors behind events, strategic battles, and the game-changing business decisions that shape the world. We bring you all of this and more on World Business Watch. In-depth coverage of global issues broken down into facts, figures, and simple words. Backed with analysis from field experts who truly matter, because we believe in decoding the real picture for you. So you get a much wider and deeper understanding of stories from around the world, a 360-degree analysis. An award-winning documentary series, week after week creating the maximum impact. Watch WION Wide Angle at these times on WION World is One.
Campaigns, elections, alliances, controversies, and power play. Stories that analyze global and domestic politics. A dedicated show with varied perspectives, expert take, citizens' voices, detailed ground reports, and in-depth coverage from political corridors of the world. This is Race to Power, only on WION.
WION, India's global voice, the channel that brings you the biggest stories from across the world through India's lens. Now available in more than 190 countries worldwide, because we believe that the world is one. Watch us in Africa, Europe, USA and Canada, South America, Asia Pacific, Middle East and North African regions. Also available on these digital platforms across the world. WION, World is One.
Know more, understand better, think ahead. Hello and a very warm welcome. You are watching Gravitas with me, Molly Gambhir. Get the facts, not the bombast. On the 26th of March, dynamic pricing, Baloch separatists, Gravitas cuts out the clutter. Gravitas keeps calm when others scream. Gravitas brings news to life. Weekdays, 9 PM IST, 3:30 PM GMT. Gravitas. Seeing is believing.
Vielleicht nur als Imposant.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. This is WION World is One. We're glad you're watching. Time now for Pulse. American Joker, let's begin with the latest. Russia confirms that it had struck a defense industry event near Kyiv, saying the event had been showcasing Ukrainian and foreign-made drones that targeted Russian civilians. At least 21 people were killed as both Russia and Ukraine launched major long-range missile and drone strikes, while Ukraine strikes missile factory deep inside Russia. Moscow retaliates by targeting Kyiv. President Trump warns China and Russia against selling weapons to Iran, while saying he believes assurances from Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin that they were not doing so. Poland's Law and Justice Party, the country's main right-wing opposition force, announces that it had effectively split, losing at least 30 of its members of parliament. Chinese ships fire water cannons at Philippines vessels near a dangerous flashpoint in the South China Sea. This is the third tense confrontation this week in the contested waters. The centre directs the airlifting of 10 more CRPF companies from Chhattisgarh to deploy in Delhi to bolster